magical octave, and it starts on one note and it ends on the same note, but it's at a higher frequency. We're surrounded by 8 3 times in the day. So the first 8 hours of the day is the morning, the second 8 hours of the day is the midday, and the third 3 hours of the day, or 8 hours of the day, is the evening. And combined, this makes 24 hours, and so on. And so these shapes, definitely take on some interesting multipliers. A second multiplier is adding color theory to these shapes. And so in color theory, we either add light color, everything that we're surrounded by is either the abundance of light or the absence of light. Everything that we see comes from light. And so if we assign red to the triangle, green to the square, and blue to the circle, we have RGB, red, green, blue. And when we combine these 3 light colors together, it creates a bright white light. If we were to use these 3 colors as pigments or printed colors, and we combine red, green, and blue as a printed or pigment color, we get a rich black, is what we call it in the design world. And it's interesting because this is representational of as above, so below. So you have the brightness of the sky, and then you have the richness of the soil beneath. You see this symbolism in the infinity and the unity of the yin and yang symbol. I like to look at this as an island in the middle of the ocean meets an oasis in the middle of the desert, and there's the Kundalini energy that connects the two between. If you look into movie symbolism, I love to quote Star Wars. If you look at the first 3 movies of the Star Wars saga, 4, 5, and 6, you have this interesting story of Luke Skywalker. And so Luke is symbolic of Lucius, or the sun, walking across the sky. And when it gets to night, he is fighting his dark father, Darth Vader, all the way until the next day when the sun vindicates or liberates the night sky. Okay, and so this is symbolic of the 3 movies. The first movie, you have Luke's story. The second movie, he's fighting his father, and in the third movie, he vindicates and validates his father by becoming the son that he has to become. And so the symbolism here is fascinating and amazing. And then you take it one step further and you add elements to these 3 shapes and 3 colors. And so the red triangle becomes the element of fire. The green